So it's finally time for me to go over the third episode for the third season of Love Live Superstar. Of course, we knew this episode was going to be likely focused on Shiki. That's what we saw in the preview. And of course, I figured it's going to be Mei Shiki because, that's kind of what they do. So let's go ahead and see what happens in this episode. And of course, if you wish to watch the episode, the main legal source is going through Crunchyroll. I'll give you a link if you want to go there to go watch it. But without further ado, let's start the episode. So we start this episode, and this is coming right after the performance that these three girls had. We had Kanon and Wien, and Kanon's really excited about how the performance went. She's like really crazy happy about it. She talks about, look how cute Wien is, and Wien's blushing a bit on that. And I just thought this was a cute face to show. But the main thing that came out of it is that the girls did not get enough likes, so they will not be able to perform at Yoyogi, as they just didn't even have that many viewers. It's just a lot of viewers came afterwards. But the main fallout is that there is a lot more interest and hype in these girls, and even Kuku's like, oh goodness gracious, these girls are getting a lot of hype. Are they going to take over us? And the girls were like, wait, how about Liella? And so these girls are panicking, like, oh no, we haven't done anything yet. The world's going to fall apart. They're going to take over. They're going to be the new favorites for Yuigaoka. But some of the other girls, they're just like, what the heck are they talking about? So of course, like Mei and Cuckoo, the world's falling apart. So of course, the other girls are just saying, they did a good job. We really like the performance, and they're happy for him. But Cuckoo's acting like the world's falling apart. Again, what are they going to do? At this point, no one's going to care about it anymore, and the other girls are going to become the new Liella. And what are they going to call that group? So in her imaginary world, as she often gets with her very creative imagination, she thinks they're going to be called Nuella. And I was wondering, what the heck are these poses that they're doing? So after looking at it for a while, I was like, wait, that looks like an N, that looks like an E, and we end, I guess that's a W, so I guess they're doing a pose of new? Yeah, those are some really weird poses, but I guess that's how you accomplish that. What is Nuella, you ask? Well, that's new plus Liella. Therefore, Nuella. What a great name. Meanwhile, we have Natsumi, who's staring at the live, and of course she is looking at her sister, and she's looking at performance and seeing how that's going for her. All the girls are definitely looking at them, and they're saying that they did a good job. But now that they won, they're trying to figure out, well, what are they going to do? So Chisato's like, well, we won, and we kind of like hit the peak. Is there anything better that we can do? Have you seen any sports teams after they won decide, yeah, I'm going to quit and retire? No, of course, they want a 2-peat, they want a 3-peat, they want to continue winning more championships. Heck, did you see Sunny Pod give up after the first one? No. So of course the goal is that the girls are going to perform again, try to win again, but what's going to help them is that they have this competition, which is the other girls, duel I guess you can call them for now, and they're going to fight each other to become better. So the next thing they want to figure out is who is going to be the center, now that Kanon's obviously not the center anymore because she's not here. So they got to figure out who that wants to be, and they thought Chisato should be because she's kind of the de facto leader now, but Chisato has a brighter idea of picking someone from the second year, which I think is a good idea because, they're kind of just left in the shadow right now. So they could figure out someone can be new, and it could be a way to show off the new Liella. So we end up going with Shiki as the pick from Chisato, and she's one who likes to stay in the background. But a lot of the second years are really excited about that. It's like, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to get a moment to shine. And Mei's like really excited. You can see that in her face with her cat eyes and everything. She's like, I need this. It's going to be my girl. She's going to be in the center, and she's going to shine so brightly. And she's really passionate about this, as you can see. And everyone's going to be excited to see that. Shiki's like, I'm pretty sure that's just you who wants to see me in the spotlight. Mei's like, no, I know what you're talking about. But then they start talking about of what they're going to do for the song, and like, oh, Mei's going to compose. Not to me, she's going to do the costumes, but how about the lyrics? So Kineko tells, why don't you do the lyrics too? Especially because if Shiki's going to be the center, probably you should be the lyricist because you know her the best. However, Shiki is continuing to express doubt over the idea that should she even be the center in the first place. as she doesn't think she's going to be good at this. Natsumi then decides that she's got to leave. We don't figure out what that is, but something super important, so she leaves and interrupts the conversation, so she goes and disappears and does what she needs to do. We then jump to Wien, who's really pissed that Tomari keeps skipping practice, and it's like, what the heck are you doing? You gotta be able to come to practice. And you can clearly see Wien's very expressive in her emotions. She can be very aggressive in times, but during her practice we get to notice that someone's in the background, Shiki. So while Shiki watches these girls do their practice, and once they're done with the practice, the audience, I guess, basically people out there, are really impressed by it, including Shiki, as who's someone just standing back there and I guess creeps out to these little kids. So Shiki definitely gets some kind of look on what a true center should be. They decided to go to a stage and practice, and it's like, alright Shiki, you're going to be in the spotlight. And Mei's like losing her mind, like, whoa, she looks amazing. But Shiki says the light is too bright, and then she dies. Or rather, she, basically loses consciousness, and the girls are a little worried about her, thinking like, well, what do we do now? Mei explains that Shiki always tends to be in the shade, so like literally she does not like being in a bright light, and in this case the spotlight. We get to see Shiki, she pulls and presses this button, and that lets the drones fly up, and then she basically creates this distraction where we get the mascot for the school, Yuigo, and Ren's like losing her mind, like, oh my god, it's real, it's Yuigo. It's just a mascot at school. It's called Yuigaoka. It's basically something we decided a long time ago, but she basically slips away and puts Yuigo there, and now where is she? We get to see Shiki is thinking that I can't do this and I need to run away from my problems. Now, did you want to see Wien yell again? Because great, you're gonna get it again. She is pissed that Tomari has skipped 3 days now. What is she doing? She's got to practice. Does she even want to win? We get to see Chisato walking in and seeing Wien in there, which, as far as I know, Chisato doesn't know about that. So she sees that Wien is in her house. She's like, dang, am I getting replaced? I don't know if that's what she's thinking, but you can see that she decides to back out and see what these girls are arguing about. So Wien is talking about the fact that they are trying to win Love Live. Why do we even have Tomari if she's not even going to practice? Does she even care? Wien believes that probably they should just kick her out. But Kanon gives her a bit of wisdom, saying that there's a bunch of different people. They all have their different ways that they are, and that's how they end up building a unique and strong group. Wien doesn't understand what the heck that means, but it's time for symbolism. As you can see, Kanon places those 3 mugs there, and what do those colors mean? Well, if you don't already know, it's their image colors. We got Wien, then Kanon, then Tomari with the purple, orange, and teal. So putting all those cups together puts us, say, we are a group. Even though we're different colors, we can all be next together. But if you remember, wasn't there a 4th one? Yeah, you're right. There was a white one. So they're all different colors. But what can that white one be? Well, look outside. There's only one person. It's Chisato. She's got that white hair. Wow, psh, mind blown. We got some symbolism here. But the important thing is Chisato, she picks up the message that Kanon says. Meanwhile, we have Mei walking by and she spots Shiki. So she invites Shiki in and they basically have a conversation and they're wondering like, what's up? And Shiki's like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. So we get to see a little bit of a baby Shiki. So we get to see that she doesn't like being with all the other people. She tends to be an isolationist, and she's literally likes being in the shade, as you say before. And when she sees the sun, you get to see even more symbolism, like I'm covering the sun with my hand because I don't like being in the spotlight. I don't like being with a bunch of other people. I'm always going to be by myself. But what potentially changed that? Well, when she got into middle school, she met this person called Mei, and she sparkles. She's in the sun, and she can literally be her shade by covering her. And Shiki basically says that I shouldn't be the center because I don't like being in the spotlight. The point of the center is to be the focus of attention and to draw people in, and I can't do that. Cuckoo is going cuckoo again, where she's telling you, we gotta make Shiki do this. Maybe first thing you should do is fix yourself before you try to fix someone else. However, more or less, the girls do agree that they probably should just give up and choose someone else to be the center, but Chisato doubles down saying that Shiki should be the center. And it's okay if she can't stand out or draw people in like what a lot of people think a center should be. All school idols are different, they're different kinds of people, and they can be a different type of center, even if they don't stand out. So then I'm saying she's kind of like the color white. White in itself is something that doesn't necessarily stand out. It's quote unquote clear, but it's the brightest of colors when you compare all the colors. Granted, white can be really bright at sometimes, even blindingly so, but that's kind of an interesting theory though. In general, white can be a bland color, and it can often be a safe color, something that doesn't really stand out, but it physically literally is the brightest color, so it could be something that shines the brightest because literally that's how white works, while black is the exact opposite. And then they go in and say that's Shiki's color, which what? No, it's not. It's technically a light green, white green, but whatever. Anyways, Mei then goes to Shiki and basically does even more symbolism, saying that when she opens the shade, and then she walks in front and says, I will be your shade if something's too bright. If the light's too bright for you, I will cover for you. And you can still be the center, but I'm going to help you out. If you can't bring people in, I'll bring them in, but you can still be the center. And then, of course, we get those moments with Shiki, so here we go. Here's her face. Go ahead and enjoy it. And then we get to see Mei grab her hand, and oh boy, we're getting some high quality Mei Shiki moments here. So go ahead and enjoy this one as well. But they basically decide we are going to be able to continue on. You're able to be a center, and I'm going to help you out. And then we end yelling again, wondering where Tomari is. Well, here she is. Tomari comes out, and Tomari's like, what the heck are you guys doing here? Well, this is where Kanon lives. She didn't know that. But the point why Tomari's here is because Natsumi told her to get some delicious apple pie here and bring some home. I don't know if Natsumi did this on purpose, but I'm pretty sure that's what she did, just to get her to come. But the girls are fighting, but Kanon's like, yo, stop fighting. Let me show you how amazing squads are. So they're going to go to Yogi Festival, of course, where Liella is going to perform. So the girls and I'm going and waiting for them to perform. In the backstage, we get to see Shiki. She is a little nervous, and she feels like she's going to faint. But don't worry, Mei's here, and she's going to help support her. She's going to make sure that Shiki can still be the center, but she's going to be the shade for her and help her out. But then Shiki points out, don't you hate standing out too? And then Mei's like, ha, you got me. But she is going to be such a great friend that she's going to help her out, and look at that face. But the girls then go ahead and perform the song. This is called Special Color, and it's basically with Liella minus Kanon. The second generation at least. So without further ado, let's listen to Special Color. So that was Special Color by Liella, and of course Shiki's the center of the song. I gotta say, one thing I did like is that when the girls did some emotions, you get to see some animation show up, like this one with the triangles. I thought that was a really nice touch that livens up a bit of the choreography and the effects. Overall, it's a pretty nice stage. It's got some nice animations in the background. The choreography can be fun. The outfits are nice, though I wish there was a little bit more colorization to it and a little more elements to it than just mostly white and gray with their image color. Nice if there's a little bit more than that. But overall, I think this is a pretty nice stage with some nice effects and with a decent outfit, and I think it's a fun song. And there's definitely some moments that I liked about it, and you definitely get to see some Mei Shiki action going in here in some parts of that song. So overall, I actually do like this one. I think it's a pretty decent one. Following that performance, Shiki gets to see, oh, so this is what this is all about, being a center. We get to see, we ends like, alright, I think it's time to practice. So the girls head off, and it looks like Tomari's going to follow them. And they got some competition to beat. But we get to see Shiki just really soak it in and see what this all about. And that's a nice and the art right here, looking at sky. I appreciate that. And then she decides to faint, but don't worry, we got Mei there to hold her. But overall, we got to see a lot of Mei Shiki moments in here. So that will conclude the episode. So we get to see a little bit of the next episode from the teaser, where it's called No Rain, No Rainbow. Okay, we don't get to know a whole lot about it, but we get to see that the girls all come to, I'm assuming, the Onitsuka house, where we get to see Tomari, and we also get to see a little bit of Natsumi as well. What's happening, we don't really know. We get to see on the wall, looks like they marked a bunch of heights, I guess, based on how tall they were at certain ages. And we get to see Natsumi falling down, and I guess I don't know why, but we get to see Tomari actually showing a face of concern. So I guess we'll have to see what that means, but I guess we're going to their house. Then instead of the Liella no Uta that we normally get, instead we got a short, basically kind of almost like an animated comic, kind of. And this is only part 1, so I'm guessing there's going to be more of this. Kind of a shame. I'd rather have the Liella no Uta. But let's quickly talk about what this has. Basically, it's about the 7 mysteries here at Uegaoka. And that's why, oh boy, we can catch her and I'll make a lot of money. But it's something that clearly she made up. But Kinako's like, oh, I think I've heard of that. And that's like, wait, what? You did? Oh yeah. And then Kinako's like, oh yeah, there's basically someone who's really creepy in the science room. And the girl's like, oh, that's probably just Shiki, right? I mean, who else is going to be in there? That's basically it. So that concludes the episode. So let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments below. So of course this had a lot of focus on Shiki. She was the center of the song. She's kind of the focus of the episode. But of course that entails a lot of Mei, because Mei is kind of like our best friend. And we get to see a lot of growth from Shiki, where she just, because she likes to stay in the background a lot. She doesn't like being the center, but we get a song where she is the center. We get to see an Etso focus about her, and who brings that out of her, it's Mei. So we get to also see a lot of development for Mei in a sense, or we get to see, like, Mei's just such a good friend. And this, of course, really helps my opinion of Mei. I already like her a lot, but dang, Mei's such a friend. She's such a bro. Or gal, I guess, in a sense. But, you know, she's just really help Shiki step out of her comfort a little bit and be able to grow and become even a better idol. And it was also nice to see, you know, some focus on the second years, as, you know, they still need some development. I guess next up, I want to see a little bit more of Kinako at some point. Of course, in the next episode, it's obviously not going to be about that. We still need to know more about Tomari, because we don't really know that much about her at all. But we'll also get some potential development from Natsumi, which is in our second year, which will need some help with her as well. And of course, the song, I like that song. I genuinely think I'm going to be listening to it a bit going forward. I don't know how much, but I definitely like this one more than Bubble Rise, the song from earlier. But I definitely can see the potential for this being a song I listen to a good amount and going to the future. But I think that was a pretty good song, and I'm pretty happy with that. And of course, there was no Liella no Uta, which I feel a little mad about. I mean, not that Liella no Uta is like high quality, amazing kind of stuff, but more music, more songs, some animations. I generally like it. Probably necessarily don't watch a lot, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what your guys' opinion is. Do you prefer Liella no Uta or whatever this short comic skit is? I don't know. Short comic skits are way lower effort, easier to make, but I don't know. It's really short. It's kind of goofy, and that's kind of something that they just upload on their YouTube channel all the time just for the lols. So I don't know. I don't care for it. I'd rather see Liella no Uta, but that's just me, I guess. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments below. I do have a poll as normal where you can rank all the girls from 1 through 11, 1 being your favorite, 11 being your least favorite. So I'm curious to see how this episode affects Shiki's and Mei's rankings. Usually an episode like this is going to make Shiki near the top, but I'm also curious to see how much that possibly impacts Mei's. Shiki definitely needs more help. Mei not quite as much, but I'm curious to see what that does. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this console. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.